Hi everyone, this is module 1 lecture 2 biasing in BJT amplifier and circuits. In the last lecture, that is lecture 1, we discussed about operating point and output characteristics of a BJT. Um, now let me arrange it in a proper way. You can see um, this is classical discrete circuit bias arrangement. We do DC analysis of the amplifier first, then we go for the small signal operation. So for that, this circuit is considered. It is a classical biasing for BJTs using a single power supply. For an amplifier, we use this, and you can see there is a voltage supply VCC common for both the input and output circuit, and you can see in the input we have a voltage divider biasing configuration, right? So R1, R2 are the elements of the voltage divider, and if you write equivalent circuit of this, right? So you get VBB, the Thevenin's voltage and Thevenin's resistance, where VBB is equal to VCC into R2 divided by total resistance R1 plus R2, and RB is the total resistance of the network. It is R1 parallel to R2, and you can see the various current components of a transistor. See the equation here, this is VBB and this is RB, and IE is equal to VBB minus VBE divided by RE plus RB by 1 plus beta plus 1. So you can derive this, or you can obtain this equation by applying KVL to this figure. Okay, if you apply KVL to this circuit, input circuit, okay, you get VBB minus IBRB minus VBE minus IE into RE, where IB is equal to IE by beta plus 1. Okay, please substitute this IB in the above equation here, right? And you solve for IE, emitter current, you get this, right? And you can see here, numerator VBB minus VBE. See, IE is directly proportional to VBB and VBE, right? IE will be having less effect by the, and or else IE is less affected by VBE unless VBB is very much greater compared to VBE. So this makes IE independent of VBE to the certain extent, right? It doesn't mean that you can increase VBE to the maximum value, because it reduces the voltage gain of an amplifier. So there is a trade-off. So in order to get a very best thing out of it, so divide there is an option called thumb rule, wherein divide VCC equally among different points on a transistor, right? Like VBB is equal to VCC by 3, ICRC is equal to VCC by 3, and VCB or VCE is equal to VCC by 3. By doing this, by applying thumb rule, okay, you can make best design for any given circuit, amplifier circuit. Okay, so that is how you can make a trade-off between this, okay, making VBB greater or smaller, right? And the next one is making IE insensitive to the variation in beta. So beta is the current gain of a transistor. So beta varies, this beta of a transistor varies from transistor to transistor. Okay, maybe it is a same manufacturer, same type of transistor. Okay, if it is an integrated IC, then it is integrated on a same wafer, really doesn't matter, right? In a same different set of batches on a same wafer, right? So beta value always changes from transistor to transistor, especially in the discrete transistors, it will change. and beta is very sensitive to temperature variations. So any change in the temperature, beta will vary. So beta varies, IC varies, IE varies ultimately, right? So in order to make IE insensitive to beta, okay, um, we need to select the RB value as small as possible, right? Right, and that selecting RB small means selecting R1, R2 smaller values. If you do so, input resistance of the circuit of an amplifier will reduce. Again, it is a flaw, right? So there is a trade-off. Again, there is a trade-off. If you want to make IE independent of beta, you need to sacrifice the input resistance. Or if you want more input resistance for an amplifier, then you need to. There is always sensitivity of change in beta to IE, change in IE, right? So you need to have a typical values of R1 and R2, and that their currents in the range IE to zero point 0.1 IE, right? If you choose a current which is flowing through R1 and R2 in the range of IE to 0.1 IE, okay, so so that to make current in the divider is made much larger than the base current, right? So what is this divider? This is the divider. If you are able to make the current which is flowing through this, right, in the range of IE or zero point 0.1 IE emitter current, 0.1 emitter current IE to 0.1, sorry, 1 IE, so you can this range. Please see this range. If you are able to make this current to flow through this, right, then you can have a typical values of R1 and R2, which will solve the trade-off between this sensitivity and the input resistance to the extent possible, right? Um, one more parameter is stabilization. How your resistor RE, which is a negative feedback resistor, okay, of this configuration, okay, which makes emitter current constant irrespective of any change in the uh, circuit parameter, right? Like change in IE itself. Okay, for example, take this particular equation, right? Uh, Due to some reason, say change in beta, due to change in temperature, the IE will increase. Assume IE increases. So this RE decrease this IE by the same amount because of this. How? How? You can see here, right? If any increase in IE, which increases the voltage across this resistor, right? VE voltage, emitter voltage increases. IE increases, emitter voltage increases, right? Then in order to bring it back, what has to decrease? VBE has to decrease. So VBE will decrease. Okay. So because of decrease in VBE, IE decreases. Because of increase in VBE, IE decreases. So when IE increases because of change in beta or any other reasons, temperature changes, beta changes and IE increases, assume VBE increases. IE increase, VBE also increases, which makes IE to decrease forcefully, which forces the IE to decrease because all other parameters are constant here. All are constant. There is no chance these values will change. The only change which can happen is VBE. So that is how, and this happens because of RE, feedback resistor, what you have. If you don't have any feedback resistor, if this emitter is directly connected to ground, then this won't work. Right? That is not a good biasing arrangement. Right? So in order to happen, this to happen, RE value must be so much, very much greater than RB by beta plus 1. and this is achieved by making this RB lesser, right? So this is about the classical biasing arrangement, discrete circuit biasing arrangement. Okay, let's take a problem here. Let's take a problem. Okay, let's take a problem here. So what problem is asking for you is to design a circuit like this. Okay, for a given value of I equal to 1 milliampere. So I should be 1 milliampere, VCC is given 12 volts, and beta value is 100. By using these three parameters, we need to design the circuit. What is the other parameters we need to find in this? R1, R2, RC, RE. If you are able to find these four parameters, then the design will complete. Okay, roughly it completes. So for that, first we need to, let's calculate what is RE. So in order to find what is RE value, you should know what is voltage across this resistor and current flowing through the resistor, that is VE at this point, and IE you want. Okay, IE is given, it is 1 milliamperes, but VE we don't know. What is VE? V is VB minus VBE, but I don't know what is VB, so VB need to be calculated first. So VB by thumb rule, it is VCC by 3, VCC by 3, so VCC is 12 divided by 3, 4, so VB is 4 volts. Voltage to the base of a transistor is 4 volts. So once you calculate this, put it in this equation, 4 minus 0.7 volts, 3.3 volts is VE, emitter voltage. Once you get this, find what is the value of RE, that is 3.3 divided by 1 milli, here it is, there is a milli, right, 10 raised to minus 3, 1 milliamperes current, and it leads to 3.3 kilo ohms. So one parameter we found, right? Next R1, R2 I am going to calculate, right? So for that you should take or consider the typical value of divider current, voltage divider current. That is, first time I am going to select 0.1 IE, next time I am going to select IE as a divider current, voltage divider current, here voltage divider current. Okay, in order to find what is R1 and R2, right? So first time 0.1 IE, 0.1 into 1 milliampere, because IE is given 1 milli. Okay, so 0.1 milliampere, neglecting the base current, because if you choose this value, we assume base current equal to 0, means it is just like open circuit. If it is just like open circuit, means current flowing through this resistor is nothing but V by R, or R is equal to V by I. So it is VCC by I, right? It is 0.1 IE, it is 0.1 IE, it is not simply IE, it is 0.1 IE. That is why it is 0.1 milliamperes. Don't confuse this with this IE. Okay, it is 0.1 IE, right? So it is VCC 12 volts, so you get 120 kilo ohms resistance, R1 plus R2. And we have a voltage divider rule, R1 by R1 plus R2 into VCC equal to 4 volts. VB we found it is 4 volts, right? VB we found it is 4 volts, right? So by solving these two equations, we get R2 is equal to 40k, R1 equal to 80k. How? So R1 plus R2, we know it is 120k. Put it in this equation, you can get value of R2, which is 40 kilo ohms. Once you get R2, please put that R2 value in this equation, find out value of R1. Okay, R1 is 80 kilo ohm. Right? Now let's compare the result. Take a IE equation, emitter equation, right? Cross verification, right? What is that? This equation, right? Take this equation, put all the values here, right? Put all the values, and what we get is 0.93 milliamperes. 0.3 milliamperes. But this value of emitter current is not really to the required design value, right? 1 milliampere. 0.07 milliamperes difference. It is really not equal. There is a large gap between this value and that value, right? So you cannot neglect it. So what is the solution? How you make this IE to become 1 milliamp, right? So in order to increase this IE, you need to decrease the value of the denominator. So decreasing here, which increases the IE, right? So how you gonna decrease it? see the second term in the denominator, the value of this, right, is equal to 0.267 kilo ohm, right? You can approximate it to 0.3, something like that. Okay, so the value what you get, you should subtract it with 3.3 kilo ohms. So 0.267, so you can say 0.3 kilo. If you subtracted, if it is subtracted by 3.3, okay, you get 3 kilo ohms, right? So that is how you need to do. So now you consider Re as 3 kilo ohm and you calculate this IE. So you get 1.01 milliamperes, or approximately equal to 1 milliamperes, right? So now it is proved. Okay, this IE value is 1 milliamperes. What is asked for is 1 milliamperes. It is fine now. Okay, now so take design 2, means here we considered voltage divider current as 0.1 IE. So there is one more value which we can consider, one more current value we can consider is IE. Instead of 0.1 IE, you simply take IE as a divider current. Okay, if you do so, then again like this, R1 plus R2 is equal to 12 by 1 milliampere. Please see here, it is 1 milli, here it is 0.1 because it is 0.1 IE. Now it is only simply IE, so it is 1 milliampere. So equal to 12 kilo ohm, and if you solve for this, R2, R1 you get as 4 kilo ohm and R1 equal to 8 kilo ohm. Right, you can see here. And taking Re is equal to 3.3 kilo ohms, as usual we solved here Re value, same value you take it here, okay, and you get IE is equal to 1 milliampere. So either way you can do, either you take divider current as IE or you take divider current as 0.1 IE. So if there is any difference you get here, you please follow this method so that you can compensate for it, right? Okay, now. So now we got R1 and R2 for different cases, right? And RC now, see RC is equal to 12 minus VC by IC, right? How do you get this? How do you get this? Right? IC RC VCC minus VC, or current flowing through this resistor IC is equal to VCC minus VC divided by RC. This point I considered it as VC. So VCC minus VC divided by RC gives you a current IC. So just I am solving for RC here. R is equal to V by I. Simple. V is the difference voltage, VCC minus VC. So but I don't know what is VC. But I know by the thumb rule ICRC is equal to VCC by 3. Right? ICRC is equal to VCC by 3. It is a thumb rule for a proper design. Okay? So which is equal to 4 volts. So if it is 4 volts, okay, not this one, ICRC. Please remember, okay, just shown because later I'm going to take VC as 8. So that is why I'm shown arrow mark here. So ICRC is VCC by 3 is equal to 4 volts. Right? So if ICRC is equal to 4 volts, VC is equal to 8 volts. So now we got what is VC as 8 volts. Then what about IC? IC we have a formula alpha time IE. So alpha is 0.99, is the constant value, into 1 milliampere gives you 0.99 milliamperes, approximately equal to 1 milliamperes, which is IC. We know IE is approximately equal to IC because we are going to neglect IB. IE is equal to IC plus IB. So neglecting IB makes IE is equal to IC. IE is 1 milliampere, so IC is also 1 milliampere. So substituting that, you get RC as 4 kilo. Now this completes the design, right? So we have a similar problem, okay, here, okay, it is quite different, of course, which really tells you, even though we say IE you can make it independent of beta, it is not really possible practically. That is understood if you solve for this problem. Please solve this problem. Right? Solution of all these exercise problems for a particular module in all the topics what you have, we have a solution for this, and that will be shared with you later, right? So once you try for this, okay, uh, and try to get these answers, right? After that we'll share that. So next biasing is collector to base feedback resistor. Here RB, see this one. Let me go to that diagram. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, this is the diagram. This is what is it? Biasing using a collector to base feedback resistor. This is one more biasing technique. Previously it is voltage divider, now it is collector to base feedback. So you have a number of biasing techniques, no doubt, right? Voltage divider, collector to base, emitter bias, fixed bias. You have miscellaneous bias also. You can make your own biasing configuration, right? So only two are discussed in this, right? This is one among them. Here RB is taken as a feedback resistor, right? RB, right? Which is ultimately plays a role of stabilizing the output, okay? Stabilizing the output voltage or output current. Fine. You can see if you apply KVL to the circuit, it is VCC, RC into IE, IB, RB, VBE. There is no emitter resistance in this biasing technique. Please remember, right? So if you solve for IE, you get this equation. So if you compare this with the previous emitter current equation, the only change what you find is this VCC and RC. There it is VBB, and this one RE. Now here in this it is VCC and RC. Okay, and rest of the explanation also holds good for this. No doubt about that. Okay. So that's it. Not much changes in this, except this RB acts as a feedback resistor here, negative feedback resistor, which is used to stabilize the output current. Okay, right, and you have an exercise problem, and please try to solve this and try to get the answer. Thank you.